ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The following is the preamble of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, which was drafted on June 20th, 1973, and came into effect on July 10th, 1973. Whereas, 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now know ye therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of islands, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation founded on spiritual values and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation, and do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
News and highlights in Bahamian culture. Tune in to the new Junkadoo 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, host Arlene Nash Ferguson and Darren Bastian engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkadoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkadoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Faith Touch on ZNS TV 13.
Vocational Institute could now tap into new opportunities. The nation's youth applauded for their stellar efforts and the journey of a cancer survivor in her own words.
You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Morning Edition. And as always, it's so great to have you waking up with us. We can expect a high-pressure system in the forecast today, but for more on our first weather outlook for today and the rest of the week, here's Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the bank of solutions.
Good morning, LaDawn. I was at the tower camp picking up partly cloudy skies this morning, and we also had some overnight light showers. And right now, we take you to our satellite picture in the tropics. Very quiet, save for this area that has now moved into the Gulf of Mexico, and that continues to move towards the west. Tropical wave moving through the southeast Bahamas that will trigger some showers and thunderstorms around Crooked Island, Nachalus, those areas. And just to the south of us, we also have a little ribbon of cloud which will trigger 1 or 2 showers this morning as well. Outside of our studios, partly cloudy, temperature at 81 degrees, relative humidity 83%. We have easterly winds at 8 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars. That is 30.02 inches, and it is rising. Your temperatures around the islands this morning: 77s in Marsh, Abaco, Green, Key, and Freeport. The Berry Islands 82, 82 in Alderstown, Bimini, 82 in Harbour Island, Rock, Sound, Eleuthera, Alderstown, Cat Island 81 degrees, Staniel Key at 82, 82 is also in Kemp's Bay, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. In San Salvador 81, Rim Key 81 degrees, in Georgetown, Exuma 82 degrees, 81 in Ragged Island, Clarenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Nachalus, Matutani, Nagua 81 as well. Also the Turks and Caicos Island reporting 81 degrees. Your boating forecast for today: in the northwestern parts of our country, easterly winds 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet. You can expect a low tide at 10:04 this morning, high tide at 4:16 this afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands today, caution flags are up, winds easterly 15 to 20 knots, choppy seas at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather in the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Basil, thanks a lot. Lloyd Allen in the Morning Edition traffic team is on our streets with the Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Yes, good morning, LaDon. Good morning, Bahamas. This morning, we're reporting your traffic from the intersection of Blue Hill Road and Tonic Williams Darling Highway. As you can see behind me, or you may not see, it's a wet morning this morning, which has forced us this morning under the shelter here at the Esso on the Run right in this intersection. I have with me this morning, quickly talking to us about some conditions, is Frederick Pickstock. He's the manager here. Just talking to us this morning, just a little bit about how traffic builds up in this area during the morning. Good morning, Mr. Pickstock.
Good morning. Between 5:30, 6 a.m., traffic begins to flow very rapidly in this area, and persons heading to the airport usually conjugate to the western end of the service station where they wait for persons to catch a ride to the airport. And it's a fairly large crowd.
I noticed also that you had some students in the area waiting for their school bus pickup as well. So obviously it's a hub for many persons as they make their commutes, getting their morning started. And you also have various breakfast options here available as well. Talk to us a little bit about those breakfast options.
Well, for 6 o'clock we sell the hot dog sandwich, the patties, the pastries, muffins, the donuts, and you can get your coffee, cappuccinos, tea, to your choice, whatever ones you like.
Excellent. And so, as I was sharing with Mr. Pickstock earlier, I'm actually one of those persons who stops here during the morning on my commute to work. But again, LaDon, as the morning is building, we definitely would want to advise drivers to drive with caution and care, as the roads are wet, and you do want to arrive alive and safe. So definitely drive a little slower this morning as a result of the weather conditions. But reporting back to you in studio, LaDon, it's a wet Thursday morning.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Now on to our top story this morning. Another milestone for the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. The agreement between BTVI and the United States Embassy will allow for the institute to expand the number of opportunities for students seeking higher education. The accord makes BTVI the official host for the U.S. education program here in the Bahamas. This move connects students who enroll at BTVI to American tertiary institutions if they plan to further their education in the United States. President Dr. Rodney Robertson explains the benefits for students.
Ethel's here, who is our international affairs officer, and so a lot of times they go to talk to her about opportunities in Florida or elsewhere, and so we're pleased to formalize this today. As many of you know, we now have a free tuition program at BTVI, and so as I point out to parents, free is the operative word there, and so they can come to BTVI for 2 years, take those credits, and articulate to a bachelor's degree in the United States, and basically get a bachelor's degree for half the price. It's a really wonderful opportunity for us, and we see some very important things happening as early as tomorrow. We have a number of U.S. schools who will be here in the next 2 days. We have some articulation and partnership agreements with those schools, and we anticipate that this will help to cement some of those relationships.
Meanwhile, Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, thanked the United States Embassy for partnering with the local institution.
This is a most favorable moment in the life of BTVI, but in the life of education in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, period. Because we find that your endorsement of BTVI as an institution to center your advisory, essentially, center at our campus is really a statement of your confidence in this institution, but your confidence in what our relationship is between our two countries. And I don't think that there could have been a more appropriate institution considering our own thrust in raising and elevating the esteem with which technical vocational education is regarded. Skilled labor, period, is regarded the world over.
Digitization is an aggressive project being undertaken now by the government, with the University of the Bahamas joining that bandwagon to assist the country moving forward with meeting those demands. The university signed a contract Wednesday for a new project over the next several months. It will help the government to gather information related to digitization. During the announcement on Wednesday, UB President Dr. Rodney Smith said this latest survey is a sign of good news for the university's mandate and the country's national development.
The Bahamas is one of those countries that need to be kept apace in terms of these changes going on a regular basis, on a continuous basis. And the Government and Public Policy Institute, which was established around 2017, is designed not only to collect data, but also to analyze the data and to advise policymakers in terms of what would be the most effective policies for the country.
Shivargo Lang from UB's Government Policy and Initiative Institute explains the significance of this latest signing.
Here is what I have found when I try to access the services, that these ones are available digitally or these ones are not available digitally. And the ones that are available digitally, maybe I find it a little difficult to access. And if I were telling the government which services I think they ought to digitize that they do not now digitize, these are the ones that I would recommend. What we are about the business of right now is trying to help the government understand from the public what their views are, interests are in terms of further digitizing the government services.
Meanwhile, Minister of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration, the Honorable Ellswood Johnson, says the country's laws as they relate to immigration have not changed in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian, despite special considerations being made for Hurricane Dorian survivors after the storm. Now, according to Johnson, the government made it clear that everyone in need of social services would receive it despite who they are. Now, in the wake of criticism over deportations, Mr. Johnson had this to say.
We all understand that we are under serious pressure from the OECD, the Financial Action Task Force, and we have an obligation to know who is in this country. The reason why I say that we sell our product as a safe country to come to with a stable government and a stable judiciary is because those are some of the requirements that are required when dealing with immigration. And so, as I said, the laws haven't changed before, and they're still the same.
The immigration minister also stressed that there is a proper way to enter the Bahamas, and the same rule applies to all nationalities.
We know that we have an immigration problem. We know that we have a Bahamian problem that's involved in this situation in terms of what we have with immigration. We try our best to apply the laws in a humane way, that there are persons who are justifiably in a position where they should be given status. We're trying our best to give them those status. But we're saying to persons, if you want to work and live in the Bahamas, you must make an application to the Immigration Department. We still have an obligation to safeguard our borders and to ensure that gun traffickers, human traffickers, drug traffickers do not enter the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Today is being recognized as United Nations Day. The time is set aside to focus on global peace, protecting human rights and development. The UN Secretary General says the body is also working for fair globalization and bold climate action. Gender equality is also critical to the United Nations, and according to the Secretary General, the UN world body is also striving to bring life-saving aid to millions caught up in armed conflict. Next year marks the organization's 75th anniversary. It is being viewed as a milestone and a critical moment in shaping the future for United Nations. The Bahamas became a member of the UN body in 1973. And still to come, the journey of Andrea Sweeting and her fight for breast cancer survivors. So keep it locked.
Look, it's simple. Fidelity can consolidate all your bills with our debt consolidation loan. Give you one monthly payment and money in your pocket.
So let me get this straight, Miss Financial Coach. You say something about cash in my pocket?
Yes.
And a savings plan with 5% interest? Wow, finally! A bank that's looking out for me. What do you want me to sign?
That's not all. We also offer competitive interest rates and free financial coaching.
That's right, LD. You ain't MBA. Where do I sign?
As an artist, I travel all over the world, and I find inspiration all around me. From the people, and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty. From Abaco in the north to Inagua in the south, and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
ZNS Total Sports, bringing you excitement, entertainment, energy, pure sports.
We're keeping you updated on all the sports happening in the Northern Bahamas, whether it's soccer
or even the latest results with American football or flag football.
Covering baseball, softball, you name it, we'll cover it.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
Welcome back to the Morning Edition. 24 of the nation's best and brightest received high honors during this year's Bahamas National Youth Awards. The gala event recognized young top talents from various sectors in the country. The event taking place at the Atlantis Resort last evening. Young awardees Karaja Forbes, Naisha Tillis, and Larry Miller are elated.
Humbled, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. You know, humble and grateful.
Words can't begin to describe. I say that because initially I was told that I was nominated, or Beaming Bright, I would say, was nominated for youth organization. I was unaware of the category Emerging Youth Organization, and once the award was called for youth organization, I was kind of ready to leave. Not leave, but I didn't expect it, but it's amazing because my organization helps children with special needs.
It feels really good to be the one in front of everyone, but I'm a little nervous right now. Just want them to keep pushing forward and keep going no matter how rough it gets, because it might get really rough, but you have to keep trying, because at the end it's a good reward.
Applauding the awardees was the Minister of Youth, the Honorable Lanisha Roll.
This year, our theme, is globally connected, locally focused, and we simply want to highlight the good work, the excellent work that youth have done. They are continuing to do for the building of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and so I'm very, very pleased today for the work of the Youth Division, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Government of the Bahamas for recognizing the hard work, the talents, and the contribution of youth today.
Going through breast cancer is a difficult experience, and having someone in your corner for support can have a huge impact. Georgie Ann Farquharson was diagnosed in 2016 and has successfully beat it. She says the support from her family, friends, church, and members of the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group helped her through her own experience. Her advice to others is to find some kind of support system.
You really need to have a relationship with God, and keep that faith alive, that once you ask him and you believe what you ask him for, he will do it. And like I say, have a good family support base. That's the key. You need that. Because many times, honestly, I say you just lay there and you be like, let me just die. But like I say, when I thought about my son, so you just need something to give you a little inspiration, and that's it.
This Breast Cancer Awareness Month would not be complete without speaking to this giant of a woman. Earlier this year, she suffered a stroke and is continuing her physical therapy at a hospital abroad. ZNS News is happy to report that Andrea Sweeting is doing very well and came home briefly for a doctor's visit before returning to the United States today. Andrea Sweeting has married herself to the breast cancer awareness fight, starting with her own personal battle nearly 2 decades ago. The 70-year-old breast cancer survivor found a lump in her right breast in November 2001, and not taking any chances, Andrea underwent a mastectomy about 2 months later.
I went to the doctor. They did a lumpectomy where they took the lump out, had it screened, came back home in December, and they told me that it was a 0 to stage 1. So it was pretty early. And I was advised to have a mastectomy. I stayed at Hope Lodge for more than 6 to 8 weeks because I did radiation over there as well. And you have to do that on a daily basis. And in those days, Hope Lodge was right down in the Florida area, which was accessible to all of our Bahamians. And other Bahamians in the Hope Lodge went to Mount Sinai. I did mine at Cedars of Lebanon. And at that point in time in Hope Lodge, the sad thing about it was there were 30 rooms, and 19 of those rooms had Bahamians in them. I didn't have any problems, none at all. And like everything else, yes, we have burns, but aloe is the one thing that actually can help to heal you very quickly and get you back.
The popular breast cancer advocate was visibly absent from her breast cancer campaign this month because she suffered a stroke back in July of this year. While reliving the ordeal, Andrea thanked God for giving her a second chance.
I was away and then I got a cramp in my leg. I came home, checked it out, realized 1 week later, they gave me medication for that. 1 week later, I started having these pains in my back. And when I went back to them, they said, no, we have to refer you. Something's going on. And sure enough, I went to Dr. Spence, who was truly nice. Did x-rays, electrocardiograms, blood work, and everything else. And then she told me, I don't like what I see. I think it's something to do with your heart. My heart should be at more than a 50. It was only at a 20. So that was the first scary part. After that, then I realized I got shortness of breath, and I realized we had fluid to the lungs on both sides, the left and the right. So we stayed in hospital to have that removed, and came home after they discharged me. That evening we got in about 6, and all of a sudden I realized she was talking to my son, and I couldn't understand why. And he said, well, my grandson is home, you got to get him. And so she must have come back home to get him, but I could hear him. He was lifting me, like holding me up. Grammy, I need your name, I need your age. Tell me where you live. I said, why are you asking me all these questions? You know that, But T-Tray was very persistent, and apparently I didn't know at the time. When I opened my eyes again, we was in front of Doctor's Hospital. Got me in a wheelchair and rushed me into emergency. And I could hear the doctors asking my daughter, how long was it? They said, half an hour to 30 minutes, that's it. He said, we have time. That was a Thursday. I didn't know until a Sunday evening that I had a stroke. The whole left side compromised. The hand is still a little bit, still having difficulty there, but from the wrist to the shoulders, doing very well.
The breast cancer warrior and fighter left the Bahamas on Thursday to pursue further physical therapy in Tampa, Florida. But in the midst of her battle, Andrea left these words of encouragement.
I want persons to know, regardless of what is going on in your life, you serve an awesome God, and He's not going to take you into something that he's not going to help you get out of. And if you even get out of it, then you have to use that as a learning experience to actually help and educate somebody else.
Best of luck to you, Andrea. Also this morning, Sonia Bastien Rose has been appointed administrator at the Princess Margaret Hospital. A Public Hospitals Authority release confirmed that she began her tenure on August 1st. Prior to her appointment, Ms. Bastien Rose served as acting hospital administrator since August 31st, 2018, where she served as the chair for the Executive Management Committee with oversight for the hospital's operations. She also served as deputy hospital administrator. Canadian ambulance manufacturer Dermis Braun Crestolin Group has donated 2 new state-of-the-art ambulances to the National Emergency Medical Services. A statement issued by the Public Hospitals Authority says 2 vehicles now bring the number of ambulances donated to the Bahamas in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian to 10. The ambulances feature best-in-class safety and ergonomics, reduced maintenance, and an industry-leading mobility seat. The PHA says the 2 new vehicles will increase the ability to respond to medical emergencies on Abaco and Grand Bahama that lost nearly all of their fleet due to storm surge caused by Hurricane Dorian. And stay with us as the Bahamas Red Cross Society launches a new program to better aid persons in need.
Welcome, Miss Dynamite Daisy.
Hey, everybody. I'm here because the Ministry of Education, they have decided to help our children, So your child may have a box of erasers. Tell them to share with some children from Grand Bahama and Abaco.
School supplies can be dropped off at any government school in New Providence or the Family Islands.
Our marine resources were once considered inexhaustible. Conch and reef fish like grouper were abundant everywhere, and it seemed as if the lobster catch would rise forever. But today, there is a downward trend that affects everyone. Researchers say we can reverse the trend by protecting more marine habitats. And the good news is that most Bahamians strongly support efforts to halt further decline. Tripling the size of our network of marine parks will mean more fish and conch for everyone now and for the future, as well as more recreational and ecotourism opportunities. Today, only 10% of our waters are protected. Surveys show that most Bahamians consider protection of our marine environment to be a top national priority. More protection means more benefits for everyone, now and in the future. It's a win-win-win strategy for the economy, for Bahamians, and for nature. Protect our sea, protect our way of life, protect the Bahamas. See the future. Visit Bahamas Protected on Facebook to learn more about marine protected areas.
It's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher.
Buddy Hield and the Kings have their...
Buddy Hield seems to be having the best season of his career. He had 32 points the other night. It was a bit disappointing, Shawnee Miller not winning the IAAF World Female Athlete of the Year. The high school rankings will soon be out. Tabernacle, the defending champion, CC Sweeting, they are always there. Who will it be this year? Each Monday on 1540 AM and 104.5 FM, it's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher.
Welcome to the best of sports world.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Explore the world of agriculture with us. Join me, your host, Carla Palmer, for continued adventures in agriculture and the marine environment as we head into Season 2 of the program, Agriculture Now. That's Agriculture Now, moving to a new date and time, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m., right here on the ZNS Television Network.
We now turn to news from the north, where Balleria, the daily ferry service, continues its hurricane relief efforts. Romiko Knowles has a story.
Since the passing of Hurricane Dorian, the deadly storm that devastated parts of the northern Bahamas, scores of persons showing empathy and dropping off relief cargo to Balleria's warehouse in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in large quantities. Managing Director Mario Ontario says hundreds of pallets were left at the facility, causing quite a confusion.
It was not easy to organize and have an organization inside of our facilities with all that cargo. And we were passing through that process in the best way, contacting the different entities in here in Grand Bahama, Red Cross, NEMA, the Reach Out Ministries, and the Rotary, and we were transporting all those relief cargo to those different entities that we were working with.
The Reach Out Youth Organization, one of the non-profit entities receiving those relief supplies through Balleria Services. President Dudley said, thanking the company for stepping to the plate at a time when Bahamians needed it most.
When a lot of folks needed their water or canned goods, Balleria were here for us. A lot of things might have happened, but to me, y'all did an excellent job. So, on behalf of Grand Bahama and the folks here on this island, we want to say thank you. Because if it wasn't for Balleria, a lot of our goods wouldn't make it here on the island of Freeport.
Now, while many persons are thankful, there are some who may not share those sentiments. Newly promoted Director of Guest Services, Jay Taylor, says they were not prepared to deal with the rapid increase in cargo, which resulted in some persons having a bad customer experience.
Nobody could have been ready, not our team here. This team could not have been ready for going from 100 pallets to 400 pallets. People scared of their families not being able to get water to them, dropping it in any portion of the street, all the portions of the street, in the middle of the street. So their impatience came, and I had to control my guys' impatience with the Bahamians' impatience.
He says things are now better organized.
It's calming down. So since we're already used to the customer service, it's only going to get better because there's fewer people to try to please. And that's what's nice now. And then we're starting to implementing new things. I come around to see, and it all starts in cargo and at the port where they check in the people. So I'm making sure everything's comfortable there. I care about the employees, but I care more about my clients.
And as
The Bahamas Red Cross Society has introduced a new cash program to assist evacuees and those left displaced by Hurricane Dorian. At least 200 evacuees from Abaco and Freeport told the line to sign up for the new cash transfer program on Wednesday, describing it as a big help.
They're gonna help you with like some money and stuff like that, just to rent a house or something like that. That's why we're here.
I heard they're giving away food stamps and clothing. We need the help that we could get for food because we got nothing and we lost everything.
We're here for assistance to see what we could get from the Red Cross to help our kids, to feed our kids, because we have no one else to help us. We went to social service, we get a $100 food slip, and that was it. It's still hard because when you're already used to having your own stuff, and at that point you're not having your own stuff, it's very hard. To be honest, it will take some time, but I would love one day to get back home because Abaco is the only home that I know for my past 34 years.
President of the Bahamas Red Cross, Therese Curry, says they are looking to target 750 households, and based on the donations received, that number could get even higher.
They have to register, and through the categories and the criteria, we look through to make sure that persons are evacuees, first and foremost, and that they are eligible for the grant, and then they receive a debit card. It's been a busy time here for us. We have seen over 2,000 persons coming for relief supplies, and they have been helped, whether it is food parcels, water, clothing, hygiene kits, tarps, kitchen kits, whatever they need, and we provide. We have also provided not only persons here in Nassau who have evacuated to New Providence, but also those persons who remained in Abaco, persons in Grand Bahama, and then some persons evacuated to other family islands, North Andros, Eleuthera, Exuma, Long Island. We're also supporting those persons as well.
Boy, Fisher, that line was very long outside the Red Cross yesterday morning. I was surprised to see the amount of people out there waiting for assistance. What's coming up in sports?
How are you doing this morning, LaDoy?
I'm very good.
I'm going to have a treat for you this morning coming up in sports. We're also going to take a trip over to Phoenix, where Buddy Hield and DeAndre met on the hardwood last night. Also coming up tonight, the Providence Softball Association Men's Championship Series. It's going to be exciting. It's an exciting day.
That and more ahead in sports.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
We begin with the NBA season tipping off last night. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings in Phoenix getting his first bucket after scoring that big signing, that big contract extension on Tuesday. Then DeAndre Ayton, his second year, showing off his off-season moves. One of the Buddy incentive was to make 3-pointers, and that's one of them right there. Look like it's going to be a gimme. Ayton finishing with 18 points, 11 rebounds as the Suns blew out Buddy and the Kings 124-95, and still in the game with down by 22. Buddy right here will drive to the bucket, steps on Ayton's ankle and goes down. He's able to walk off, however, on his own. There he is but he finished with 28 points, and once again, it is a big win for Phoenix in the opener.
We get 81 more games, and there's a lot of basketball left. And yeah, stuff happens in basketball, but as a team, where we need to be able to do better and be more composed, and everything doesn't look right today. You know, the last three preseason games we had did everything look right. So we need to go back, watch film, and get back to our regular selves. You know, because it wasn't us today. Maybe it was the jitters in the first game, but you know, we wasn't ourselves.
Little boys playing in the Temple Christian Sons tournament on Collins Avenue. Tellius in the blue taking on Queens College B, and it will be Tellius playing to play another day in the double elimination tournament with a 14-4 win.
Yesterday we lose our first game when we played. We come back. Our coach said that win or go home. We decided no. We was down 1 the first quarter, and we come back playing hard the second quarter. It wasn't going home.
Also hooping it up was Kingsway Academy and Genesis Academy. Little scoring in this one as the Saints won 8-1.
Boys came out and worked hard. They played against Genesis. Genesis was doing pretty well in this tournament, and I think they should.
It's Game 6 of the New Providence Softball Association Men's Championship Series tonight. First pitch is 8 o'clock at the Bankers Blues Field. CS Enterprise Hitmen lead the Commando Security Truckers 3-2, and with a win can wrap it all up. One thing they want to avoid is having done what happened to them last year when the Hitmen led these same Truckers 3-1, only to lose in Game 7. Expect another pitcher's duel between Hitmen Alcott Forbes and Truckers Thomas Davis. Once again, first pitch is at 8 o'clock. The Sunshine Auto Wildcats wrapped up their third straight Ladies Championship with a 4-1 series win over the Inventive Intellect Lady Warriors. Renee Sunshine Sweeting came up with a big hit after being relegated to a bad girl in this series. She's been around the game since Noah built the ark. It's time to hang it up.
Well, I tell them, bad girl, but if you need a fire starter like Speed, I dare. You know, I might come out because I was traveling during the hurricane relief thing. So I come out when I could. But when they want Speed, they look at me, Speed.
As long as her body can stay in motion, we'll use her.
One game in the New Providence Volleyball Association last night. The Panthers in ladies division improving to 5-0 on the season with a 25-21, 16-16 win over the University of the Bahamas Mingles, who dropped to 1-4.
We didn't really have much energy when we started, and as the game progressed and we got to play together more and we was feeding off of each other, the energy grew, and that's how we were able to win. Every Monday, you know, we have practice and we strategize and we know what we need to work on as a team. And when we come to the game, those are our goals. We set our goals, and tonight we achieved it.
During the start of the game, our service was really well, and that's what kept us in the game, because it was almost every time that we made a proper service, they made an error on their side of the court. But our service started to get down, and going into the second and third set, the energy level just kept decreasing. And I think that's just something that we really need to work on. Once we keep our service going and we keep that energy alive, I really think that we have a competition team.
No, it's not my Halloween gig, but it's the Shawnee this morning. She has had eye-catching hairstyles to match her eye-catching performances all season. I'm dedicating this one to Shawnee Miller Uribo. She explained to ZNS Told Sports the reason behind the meet change in hairstyles.
It shows a little bit more of my personality. You know, every time I step on the track, I love doing the colors. It's a little fun process for me, especially growing up. I always loved a little hint of colors here and there, and so, yeah, it's just my way of showing a little bit of my personality on the track. I've had so many people come up to me, and, you know, before I go to the meet, I'd come inside something clean and you know, not too colorful, and, you know, everyone be asking me, well, what are you going to do? I'm just like, just wait and see. You know, I'm bringing out something, so just wait and see. But, yeah, I had so much fun with it this year, and, yeah, I'm already looking forward to it for next year as well.
Rocking it like Shawnee this morning. That's going to do it for sports. Have a great day. All fun.
When you respond
respond to the word of God, and you begin to speak the word of God, and you begin to live the word of God, and you begin to act out on the word of God, you will find that there will be a transformed life. And when there is a transformed life, there will be a transformed home. And when there's a transformed home, there'll be a transformed church. And when there's a transformed church, there'll be a transformed community. I'm telling you, you have to respond to the word.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Dental initiative to unfold to assist those who were impacted by Hurricane Dorian. Lloyd Allen joins us live with that drive spearheaded by a number of local dentists. Good morning again, Lloyd.
Well, again, good morning, LaDawn. This morning I'm here at Pickstock House where I'm speaking with several dental professionals who 7 weeks after the deadly effects of Hurricane Dorian are encouraging as many to find a reason to smile. I'm going to let them first introduce themselves this morning.
Good morning, Bahamas. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Francis, President of the Bahamas Dental Association and co-chair of this event.
I'm Dr. Joy Pickstock, former retired senior dental officer and dental consultant with the Ministry of Health and co-chairperson of this event.
I'm Dr. Donna Jones, a public health specialist, state medical director, dental director for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I was reached out, organized dentistry support for helping to assist the partnership at the Bahamas Dental Association.
I'm Sharon Rose Hutchinson, attorney at law, residing in Houston, Texas. I am the project coordinator in hosting this Hurricane Dorian Dental Health Relief. This will take place this Friday until Monday at the Church of God of Prophecy on East Street between Sunlight Cottage and Sunlight Avenue.
So I'm glad you talked about that. Dr. Francis, talk to us about why was your organization inspired, or how was your organization inspired to really get started in assisting those affected after Hurricane Dorian?
Yeah, well, we were looking for ways where we can sensitize the public to the importance of oral health care, to overall health. As we partner with the International Dental Federation, and we said that there's no health without oral health. So we wanted to make a kind of an impact, and this is an opportunity that came, and we thank God for that, that we can now sensitize people to the concerns of those who have been marginalized, and who are more marginalized than these individuals who have lost just about everything, and not only material things, but they've lost family members and so. And so we wanted to use this now as a launching part for us to make an impact to that, because what has happened is the pre-existing dental conditions or diseases or state wasn't wasn't addressed. And so when the hurricane came, it only magnified it. So now this is an opportunity for us now to bring in our international partners and relief, international humanitarian groups to assist us in just getting the ball rolling. So this is our first initiative, and we plan to do more.
Dr. Pickstock, obviously we do have international aid here, but talk to us about how you actually got that process started.
Well, we've been a part of organized dentistry for over 50 years from the Bahamas Dental Association. And we've been a part of the Commonwealth Dental Association. We've been a part of the International Dental Federation. And we've also been a part of the Caribbean Atlantic Regional Dental Association. All of these components are a big part in what we're doing now with the humanitarian relief. So we were able to call on our partners, both dental industry, humanitarian support, and also dental associations throughout the Americas to assist us in this initiative, which we are proud to be able to host to the population that was really, really affected by the hurricane.
And answering that call all the way from Massachusetts, talk to us about what you're doing to really help our brothers and sisters.
So my task was to assemble our teams of our teams of units with all of the portable dental equipment and set up at the Church of God MASH-like units where affected persons on the ground in the shelters could come in and have basic dental services. So as a member of organized dentistry, the National Dental Association, the American Dental Association, what we've done is these teams can just come in, like the Project Hope teams on the ground in Grand Bahama, and we can assist all of these affected children up to the age of 21 with getting the much-needed dental care that they deserve.
And also, talk to us a little bit about how many persons are you expecting to see once you actually have your event?
Well, we're looking to serve over 1,500 children and adults aged 21 and under. And we're going to be doing all kinds of dental procedures. So if you haven't had your teeth cleaned, if you have a problem with pain and you need an extraction or you need some restorations done, this is an opportunity time for you to come in and have some free dental work at an excellent quality, and I welcome you to come in and have it done.
And also, Dr. Francis, this is obviously an important initiative, but what's next for the Dental Association?
Well, what's next on our agenda, of course, is Grand Bahama, because this is where the crisis is, and we're going to use the momentum that we have, what the government has put various policies in place to facilitate the importation of products and equipment, and also volunteers to come in as well, and we'll be able to go we could ride that impetus and go into Grand Bahama. That's our next vision. Then, of course, we're going to go out to other areas.
And one final question I wanted to ask. You said earlier that you have assisted in international aid. How important do you think it is to really spread your wings and really help us here in the Bahamas?
It is of the utmost importance because when the earthquake happened in Haiti, we were there to assist because the trauma, the oral health trauma, was absolutely underestimated. And so we know factually that there are lots of problems happening on the ground. And now that the dust is settled and the Bahamas Dental Association has done their assessment, we are here to assist.
And assisting they are. So, of course, if you are one of those persons who are affected or were affected by the storm and you do need some dental care, definitely come out to that event. Again, I'm going to let my special friend remind us of the time and location of that event.
Welcome, Bahamas. It will be on Friday, October 25th. That starts tomorrow. At 9 a.m., there's a launch ceremony, and we run through to Monday. It's free dental health care. Top experts are in town. My Bahamians, you all come out. Get the help that you need. Thank you.
So you heard it first here on the Morning Edition. LaDawn, back to you in studio.
Thanks a lot again, Lloyd. And for our final outlook on weather, here again is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
Well, thank you, LaDawn. As we go to our satellite picture, the tropics quiet again this morning, but we do have that little area of showers and thunderstorms just to the west of the Yucatan Peninsula now, moving over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and hence conditions could become a little bit more favorable for development. No problem for us. Nevertheless, we have that tropical wave moving through the southeast Bahamas. That too is triggering pockets of showers and thunderstorms as it moves towards the west, so we will get 1 or 2 showers here in the capital later on today as well. Our forecast for today calls for partly sunny and breezy conditions with showers in spots. High temperature reaching 89 degrees today, and tonight we're looking at partly cloudy again. There will be 1 or 2 passing showers with your low temperature down to 79 degrees. And the extended forecast after Friday, showers will start to dry up heading into the weekend, so a beautiful weekend shaping up for you. So all those outdoor activities seems to be on point. The early part of the next week also looking very well. Those temperatures remaining in the upper 80s during the daytime, your nighttime temperatures holding into the mid to upper 70s. So, Dawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. And just like that, it's a wrap for us this Thursday. See you right back here tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for more Morning Edition. For the entire Morning Edition team, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great day, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
I want you to continue to enjoy, okay? Let's go to beautiful Faith Avenue right now. Good morning, you made it in. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Dion. I would like to say happy birthday to Baron Bastian, celebrating his birthday today. Greetings from his loving parents, Daniel and Edith, children, siblings, aunts, uncles, family, and friends. Baron, enjoy your special day. And heartfelt condolences to Annie Smith and family on the passing of their loved one. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Be encouraged. And a special good morning to the 242 Wake Up Call crew, Mama Thelma, Blossy, Valley Girl, Sheila Miller, Beryl Micklewhite, Michael Black. Thank you, Dion. You all have a wonderful day, and it's coming in from Miss Roll.
Miss Roll, you definitely have a wonderful day as well. Let's stop into the Bluff. Eleuthera, good morning to you.
Well, a pleasant good morning this morning, Dion. How you doing on this beautiful morning?
I am blessed. What about you?
Man, I'm anointed, not disappointed, on fire, getting a little bit higher. I want to say a special morning happy birthday to my cousin, Lise Aubrey, and also Shane Aubrey down there in Nassau. And good morning to my sister down in Brighton, Linda Brennan. That's my favorite sister there. Also Natasha down at BTC on Harbor Island. And all the Ministry of Tourism staff down here in Brighton, because it's a sweet little island. It's coming from your brother from another down in Bluff where things ain't tough. Mr. Fairweather. Good morning this morning.
All right, Fairweather, wonderful. Good morning to you. Hey, anyone see Lorena Bristow over there at PMH? Tell her I said, get up.